This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 71, June 13th, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Piersdorf and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's program is brought to you by Skillshare. For a limited time, get 3 months of Skillshare Premium for just 99 cents. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, and create projects. Over 4,000 premium classes. Go to coolphototools.com/Skillshare for your discount code. That's coolphototools.com/Skillshare. Good morning, cool heads, and welcome to another exciting show of Cool Photo Tools. I'm Jay Piersdorf, and my co-host is Rhonda Spencer.
Here I am.
Sitting in the back of the room.
Grinning. Good morning.
Grinning for all of you folks that are watching on YouTube.
And
if you're listening on the audio
I'm still
only,
grinning.
She's grinning even louder.
Yes, even louder.
So good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. You know, we got a whole bunch of cool photo tools to talk about today.
I know.
And
we always do.
You know, we ran overtime last week because we just were so excited about all this kind of cool stuff.
Talking.
Indeed. And so, you know, one of the things that I found last week, I found this a couple weeks ago. Do you shoot video with your DSLRs or any of your
I have, but
cameras?
not a lot.
Well, video is kind of once you get into video, because your DSLR can do it, you know, so if you got your mirrorless or even your smartphone does video now. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of cool and interesting things you can do. Plus, if you know a little bit about Photoshop, you know, Photoshop even does video. And so there's their company called Edelkrone. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Edelkrone. They make some very wacky stuff, you know, I mean, for stills and for video. They make some crazy looking gadgets that, you know, tripod mounts and adapters and stuff. And I'm just going to switch over to the video section here. And so this is one of the things they make is called a Slider Plus. And there's a couple of different modules that attach to it. So a slider is designed to, you put your camera on it, your video camera, and then as the camera is running, then it slides from usually about 3 feet from one side to the other. And so it kind of gives you a moving perspective. It's stable like a tripod, but you know, you see this all the time now. These are very popular. But the thing about the Slider Plus that Edelkrone makes is it's little, you know, so it's not really very big. It's only about, it looks to me like it's about maybe 2.5 feet long. I don't have the exact measurements here. But the way that it moves, it kind of reuses the rail. So the rail moves from one side to the other. So it makes it like it's almost a 4 or 5 foot long slider. So this will fit in your camera bag, you know, or your gear bag. And then when you need a big slider, you put this on your tripod. And there's a video here I'm going to run just kind of
I want to see how it works.
Show you how this thing works here. So those of you that are on the YouTube feed, you can see this thing fits in your camera bag. You put it on a slider, and it's got, and then see as it moves, look how it moves from one side of the tripod to the other.
Wow.
Is that a crazy design or what? That thing, and here's the effect. You know,
I like the effect.
The effect is very good, you know, where you're just kind of slowly moving from one side to the other.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah. And so these are a lot of people make sliders, you know, that make these. I'm going to make this full screen here. Make these different kind of sliders. But a compact one like that.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah.
The effects that you get off of it.
Yeah. So if you're doing video, Edelkrone's slider is...
Talk about, it gives it a much more professional look because it's so stabilized and smooth looking.
Now, you can get cheaper ones, you know. I mean, now this one also has where you can put modules on the end, and then it does it electronically. So you can do a motorized slide, but you could also set your camera to do time lapse, and then you could do
that's cool.
a slide while you're doing time lapse as well. And this all handles that all by itself. So they're not giving these away. I think these are $600 and up.
But if you did a lot of video, it would definitely be worth it.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
And you know what impressed me was the fact that it goes in your standard think tank bag, you know, and
Well, I like the time lapse on it. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, and you can here's a macro. You can scan across the surface with that. So Edelkrone makes these. Now, while I'm on this, I've got one other Edelkrone thing that I want to show you that they do for movies here. And if I slide down here a little bit here, they have a little clip here. See if I can find it. Doggone it. Where did it go? I had it just a minute ago. Where they show you how to, and you have to be kind of advanced at video, but in order to do this, you can actually, I can't find it. I'll come back to that. Let me look for it, Ronnie. You go ahead and you talk, and I'll see where the heck that thing went.
I was really interested. Mine sounds like just kind of like, well, all I'm talking about is a Fujifilm 1.4 teleconverter.
Well, and teleconverters have been kind of rare because, is this, like for the mirrorless Fujis?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finding, what is it? Everybody's putting out stuff for the mirrorless now, and that we're not, oh, well.
Well, teleconverters are out there for the full frame cameras and the APS-C cameras.
Right.
But, have you ever used a teleconverter?
Yes.
Okay. Were you happy with the results?
My 1.4 is really good on my 300 prime.
Okay. Well,
it makes it to a 420, and it is still really nice and sharp on that prime.
See, back in the day, teleconverters were inexpensive, but the results you got with them were abysmal. So now teleconverters are really up there. They're not cheap anymore.
No, almost,
but I'm still gun shy. I'm like, teleconverters didn't used to be good.
Well,
are they good now? Because they're a lot of money, and almost half the price of just buying that bigger lens.
And this one is kind of like what Canon did with their 1.4. It will only go on specific Fujifilm lenses.
Yeah, because it'll be wacky on a wide angle.
Well, no, because, and it has to do with, let me go back here, how they've done this mount. Look, do you see it? This is like what Canon does with its mount. So its 1.4 will not fit on all of Canon's lenses because of how they did this extension. And same with the Fujifilm. So it will go into their 100-400 lens, and it will go into their 50-140 millimeter lens. But that's the only two lenses that this teleconverter will go into. And again, these aren't necessarily cheap lenses, but give you a much better range. Yeah, I liked mine on my, like I said, my old 300 was the best one that it ran on, and it gave you a 420, and it was still good and sharp. But there's not a lot of lenses.
So how much was this? Did I miss that?
$450.
I fell asleep over here.
$450, $499.
Okay, yeah, so those are really up there.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but like I said, it fits on the lens that's almost $2,000, and the other one that's almost $1,400. So you've invested a lot into the glass.
Okay, so I found this video that I was looking for.
Okay.
And this is with their Slider Plus, the Edelkrone thing. And here, let me stop it so I can start it again here. So to see this, if you guys are on the audio version, you need to go to the website, coolphototools.com, click on podcast, and it's right there in the links. So I'm just going to run this real quick, and I'll describe to you what's happening. So I'm going to make this full screen for the video here. And we'll link to this video so you can see the whole thing. But you can see here's the slider. Because the slider is computerized with one of the modules, it can track the exact same speed each time. So we've got it set up here. The camera's on a tripod with the slider, and you're tracking the speed. And now the model is first he's taking a shot of a room with nobody in the room. Okay, and then the second shot they took where the model is sitting on a little green piece of paper, and there's another fellow that tosses a volleyball and it kind of bounces off her head gently there. And so then you can go back through it, and you can combine it so it looks like she's floating in air.
Wow.
And that can be done because that slider tracks the same every time. So you've got two matching shots with one, with the everything in the room, and the other one with her sitting on a stool with a green piece of paper, so it can easily be masked or matted out. Okay, back to you. I thought that was kind of fun.
That's pretty neat. Okay, so this is for Nikons. It is the equivalent of I think Canon's Nifty 50.
Oh, I've seen these coming out. Yeah.
So
And they make these for Canon too.
do they? I hadn't
Young
seen it.
Nuo is making a 50 millimeter f1.8 lens,
For $82.99.
which is not really a whole lot different than
That's why I said then Canon's Nifty 50.
yeah.
But Nikon doesn't have a Nifty 50.
They don't?
No,
Why not?
I don't. Well, they do now. This,
Well, that's
but
interesting.
yeah, like I said, nice, cheap, 1.8. That's wonderful for $82.99, $83.
Yeah, and these have gotten good reviews.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Rhonda's looking at this on eBay.com,
I am.
but I have seen them from the other companies. I think Amazon has them and some of that. So we'll put that in the show notes.
So for you people that have the Nikons that you want just a nice walk around lens, so tell people why they want 50 millimeters, Jay.
Well, because it depends on the camera that you have. But if you have if you got a full frame camera, one that has a full size sensor that's the same size as 35 millimeter film used to be, then the 50 millimeter lens is what they call a normal lens because things looking through the viewfinder are about the same size as they appear to the naked eye. Now, if you have a crop sensor camera, one that has an APS-C sensor, then the 50 millimeter becomes roughly 75 millimeter equivalent. And so that is a pretty darn good portrait lens. So if you're doing Head and Shoulders portraits, it kind of minimizes some distortion and helps you take some nice portraits with that. So really, and for under $100, a lens that's smoking sharp, as this is purported to be, I think it's a no-brainer to have that in your kit.
Yeah.
I think I sold mine though.
Did you?
I never used it.
Well, I don't
I
have an
grew up-
Nikon, so it doesn't help me on this either. But
Yeah. Well,
I do have the Nifty 50. But again, it's one of those lenses I don't use often.
All right.
Okay.
So coming up right here, if I can.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Okay. So what I've got here is this is a company that's called Skillshare. And Skillshare.com. I'll show you this here. There's a new class on Skillshare. Now, these have online classes, and there's a subscription model where you sign up for Skillshare, and then you get to watch all these classes all day long, tell who done it. And they're on all different subjects, on crafts and photography and computers and everything. There's just everything on there.
Is that you on Skillshare?
Yes, this is a class that I have taught and is on Skillshare. And this one is on creating successful presentations in PowerPoint.
And Jay is very good at PowerPoint presentations.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said you are very good at PowerPoint presentations.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It's true. You do the best PowerPoints because PowerPoints can be very, very, very boring.
Yeah, there's where we work, where I work. When you show up sometimes, you work there sometimes.
I work there too.
You work there sometimes, yeah. There's an opportunity to see a lot of PowerPoint demonstrations because people are in the scientific community are always making presentations on very different things. Anyway, and so for business or science, you need to reach an audience, and so people put together PowerPoint presentations. And sometimes we see some really, really good ones, and sometimes we see some that are not,
really bad ones.
Yeah, they're not the best. And so, and of course, and my years of teaching, I've used PowerPoint, many years to present things with. Anyway, so there's some simple things that you can do that will make your PowerPoint presentation just, knock everybody's socks off. And there's some really simple things you can avoid that will really kill the mood. Okay, so that's what this class is about, creating successful presentations in PowerPoint. And it's not very long. There's about 14 lessons, and altogether it's like under an hour. So you could get in here, it just kind of teaches. If you don't even know anything about PowerPoint, we take you from zero to hero in just a few minutes. And this is only on Skillshare right now.
And they're free?
No, they're not free.
Okay.
You have to pay, but I've got a great deal for you to try Skillshare. Normally, Skillshare is $9.99 a month. which is a good deal because you have unlimited access to everything that they have. But if you want to try it for 3 months, 99 cents.
Really?
Yep.
I might even sign up.
Well, I think you should.
Maybe.
And all you have to do is you go to coolphototools.com and you see my picture on the right-hand side of the screen, and just click on that where it says Creating Successful Presentations in PowerPoint, and it'll take you to a page where you can sign up and get that 99 cents for 3 months.
And
Now,
that gets you to all the videos that they put out?
everything. Yeah.
Everything.
Everything that it's an all you can eat. And now after if you like it, they'll start charging you the $9.99 after your 3 months is over. But if you're really good and you've got all the stuff consumed that you want, you can cancel. You can cancel at any time. So you can put it on your calendar when your 99 cents expires. Put it on like Google Calendar. Send yourself an email. And then when that date shows up, then you can rush in there and cancel. So then you won't be charged again.
Okay.
So yeah, I think anybody could risk a buck to help me out. If you guys like this I'd kind of just like to see how everybody likes it. Maybe what else you'd like to learn. I can make more.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And this was a non-paid advertisement from Cool Photo Tools. All right, Rhonda.
Okay.
You're up.
So, and this, I'm not sure if I believe this one, but I thought it was a very interesting concept. So how do you say that, Jay? Pictures.
It looks like picturesque to me. Picturesque. Picturesque. Is that a Q?
Yeah.
It's almost
QE.
Or else picturesque.
Okay.
QE.
Okay.
Guess they probably mean picturesque. You know how they leave vowels out on stuff on the internet because all the good URLs are gone. But
Yeah. So this is very interesting because it's an artificial intelligence feature that goes through all of your imagery and picks out what it thinks is the best.
What?
So like, how you do a whole bunch of pictures, you've taken a random amount of all the same pictures. It goes with and recognizes similarities in the groups, and then goes through and rates it how it thinks the best pictures are done. So that it's to save you time.
This is wacky.
I know, is that not strange?
And this is at picturesque.com, picturesque.com.
I thought this was very interesting.
Now, it's a free download, but
It's a free download.
but obviously they have a professional
I'm sure that they
or an
do.
upgraded version. It says I
Yes.
see a pricing button up there. So it says it's for photographers who take tremendous amounts of photos. It cuts the photo selection time by 80% using artificial intelligence.
I thought that was...
I'm going to have to try it.
Yeah, I figured that you would. I just thought that was very interesting. Like I said, I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's kind of a totally different concept of something that I have never seen before.
Well, if it's using some kind of artificial intelligence I can think of some things, like you could go through all my pictures, and if there's nothing sharp in the image, I
Right.
probably don't want that one.
Right.
That's
See,
a
like
gimme.
how it's showing intelligent zoom, that it zooms in on the detail. And so it looks like, is
Okay.
the eye sharp? Well, if this eye is sharp and this isn't, then this one will be on the end and that one will be in the beginning.
Oh, I'm liking this better all the time.
You know.
I'm going to have to try this.
I know, huh?
Yeah, that looks interesting.
I thought so too.
Because that's the first thing that takes me a bunch of time is I use Lightroom and I go through
And you have to...
which image is
Right.
sharp, which image is not,
Yeah,
which image is focused on the tree and not on the animal.
yeah.
So that would be interesting to see if it can pick out.
So let's see what pricing looks like. That's what's...
Ooh, scary.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. Hey, look at that. Right now they're not doing anything, but when they do start charging, they're going to be at $9.99
So they want to get on the subscription base
quarterly,
program.
yearly.
If you subscribe to everything, you wouldn't have any money left to eat.
Is that not the truth?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this.
But you can use the current version for free for 3 months. So I would say that's a great one. Just go in and try
Well, look,
it.
if you were a professional photographer and this
And
was your
going through-
livelihood, it's certainly
yeah.
affordable. $40 a year, that's not that bad.
Yeah, especially if you're going through tons and tons of imagery.
Well, hey, if it saved you an hour, then it
Yeah.
would be worth it for a yearly
Yeah.
fee for sure.
Well, yeah, say you were doing senior portraits at a school. And you have, but then you're not going to do that many pictures of them. But all right, say wedding pictures where you've taken several different pictures. Might save you some time. I don't know. Just I thought that the concept of it was good. I have not tried it, so I don't know how it is. But I thought the concept was interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a how am I going to describe this? This is a service from bayphoto.com, which is a photo lab. And this is a new kind of a radical way of displaying your pictures. It's kind of like, if your picture was, you could take and have a print made, and then you could use thumbtacks and stick it on a wall, right? But that's kind of, you'll damage the picture that way because you'll have holes in it.
That's true.
And people will know you're cheap because thumbtacks don't cost anything. And so instead, if you took that sheet of paper maybe and just floated it off the wall like a half inch magically, then how cool would that be? No thumbtack holes.
No thumbtack holes.
It's just floating off the wall. But no frame. It's just the print itself.
Okay.
Now, are you interested?
Yeah, how are you doing that?
Okay. Well, I've got a little video here that I'm going to put up while we're talking about this. And so, again, this is called Bayphoto Exposer, X-P-O-S-E-R. And so when you order this, it ships to you in a triangular-shaped cardboard box with your picture actually rolled up. Because it's just and then they have these little plastic pieces attached to the back of the picture in the corners, just little plastic kind of sticky on things, and your picture's this is paper. I think it might be kind of a heavy duty paper, but it's still paper.
I take it you order your print from them also.
Well, of course, yeah, because you're gonna have to buy into the system, which is fine. Bayphoto is a good company. I don't have a problem with that. So then there's a little aluminum bracket that you snap together, and it goes. It fits in those brackets. This is on the back of the print, and then it adjusts. It's got a little spring mechanism so that it keeps the print taut. So again, this has got to be special paper so it doesn't rip it in half. And then there's a little hanger that you stick on the wall. You can, and because it doesn't weigh anything, right? It's just a little aluminum bracket and your print. You could put it on any shaky wall just with a screw and not worry about having to hit a stud or whatever. And then it just hangs up there. So. How's that? Is that cool?
It is. How much do they run?
Oh, about 3 miles an hour. Okay, so you want to know sizes and prices, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so sizes and prices looking here. Let me zoom in on this a little bit here. See, these are not a cheap date. Here we got 16 by 20 is $42, and that's for the exposer mechanism and the print. But then if you just want to buy another print and you can keep using the same bracket, then the print is $29.40 for 16 by 20s. And they can go here's the interesting thing, they can go all the way up to 40 by 80.
Wow, that's a big print.
So really, the bigger the print, the better deal these are.
Oh,
because,
yeah, without
framing
a doubt.
costs are always just killer. So let's look at 30 by 40, $129. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty smoking deal.
That is.
But of course, they're fragile, because they're not going to take,
The grandkids coming and sticking a hole in their finger.
That probably wouldn't bother them. But, there's not the protection of glass. So it's designed to be, I would
temporary.
say, somewhat temporary. I mean, it would probably be fine for a few years, but then you're going to probably want to replace it or do something else with it. Anyways, what you got?
Oh, well, I'm always looking for a good way to present my imagery to my clients because I don't just do nature photography. I've gotten to where I do other types of photography.
You do animals
too.
that speak.
I do. And it's always, the old days of handing them, here's a CD for your pictures or whatever, just kind of tacky. So always looking for a nice way to be able to present your imagery back to your client, no matter who they may be. And I thought these were very classy.
What are we looking at, Rhonda?
We are looking at, these are from photoflashdrive.com. These are what they call their storyline presentation type books. So what this is a little box that carries a personalized hard drive in it. You have a little crystal personalized hard drive.
Is a thumb drive, you mean?
Like a thumb drive, yes.
Okay,
sorry.
thumb drive. Not really
sorry,
a hard
not
drive.
hard drive, but thumb
It could
drive.
be a hard drive.
Well, kind of, yeah. But these are little thumb drives. And then a little box that you can put the prints in.
So a little keepsake box,
keepsake
kind of a
box.
little wooden fancy box?
Yes. And for as low as $31.
Okay, so
For
$31 gets you the 8 gigabyte bundle with a little storybook and crystal drive. What's a crystal drive?
That is this, the little thumb drive.
Oh, it's a thumb drive. Okay.
And you can get thumb drives with, your business name printed on them and such.
Like coolphototools.com.
Like coolphototools.com, yeah.
Every episode of coolphototools.com on a 64 gigabyte crystal drive in a keepsake wooden box.
It's just a very nice way to present images back to your clients.
Okay, cool. And it looks like the price is right.
Their prices are good.
And now
Yeah.
this would be, of course, if you planned on delivering digital images to them, which a lot of photographers do.
Most
now.
do anymore. Yeah.
And that that kind of brings up another good thing to talk about here. I've got it here somewhere, but I think this is a good time to talk about it.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if I can find this by looking, but this article that I read, I'm trying to see where it is in my notes here. Basically, talks about the fact that we don't print anymore. Nobody makes a print. Everything that you shoot with your phone just goes on the internet. Goes to here it is. Okay, I found it here. It's actually this is Scott Kelby was talking about this, and Scott Kelby of Kelby1.com, who he puts on the Photoshop World in Las Vegas every year, and he's a blogger and a photographer and a picker and a grinner, and he plays guitar. And so anyway, so he's talking about this. And if I can quote him, he says, "Say what you want about that old shoebox full of photos our parents left us. It worked. We still have those images, a visual history of our family's life, because they did that. If we did nothing more than make a bunch of prints and shove them in a new shoebox today, we'd be ensuring future generations would have those images. Printing matters." So I got to agree with that.
I do too.
It's as far as all the digital images that we do, as far as and we store them on the cloud, and we've got 100 gigabyte Blu-ray drives of them. And at some point, that technology becomes really hard to manage or to find, or maybe your hard drive explodes and blows up because you didn't make a backup. Or you sell that phone and, or you change your account on Comcast or whatever reason.
Right.
And those pictures are gone. And in the old days, we used to make prints. And when you made a print,
You always had it. Hopefully you always had it.
Yeah, unless something catastrophic happened, like, fire or water damage. But nonetheless, most of them survived, and you put them in a shoebox, and that was your family photos. Or maybe you had an album, that were there.
Everybody, had family albums. Everybody.
Yeah.
You had all the images that, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
So
It's how we documented all of us growing up. Not the same anymore.
So if you have family that you're thinking about, you want to pass on pictures to your heirs, to your kids, your grandkids, probably should have some prints made. And that will ensure that they'll get to see them at some point. Anything else you do really is kind of sketchy as far as, are they going to be able to access that? Who knows, So, and let me give you a hint for those of you that are photographers and maybe aren't as experienced, shall we say. I was going to say old, but then I thought, no, I'm going to say experienced. I'm just going to put myself in this. I'm not going to talk about Rhonda. But,
Okay.
if you have a family member that passes, for example, your parents, as you get older, and then, you're going through the photos, what do I want to keep and what do I want to discard? The things that you're going to keep pictures of people that you know and love. Those are going to be the ones that are important.
That's true.
Your parents might have a Kodak carousel stack of 2 million slides that were of Crater Lake, Oregon on their vacations.
Yeah, not interesting.
If they don't have people in them, no matter how good a shot that is, it's not a keepsake. So make sure that you do. Don't forget to take pictures of family members and the people that you love, and make some prints of them. That's I think that's probably the best advice that we could give you on this Cool Photo Tools episode. Now next week we'll have better advice, but for this week, that's going to be pretty much it.
Well, and that's kind of like why I liked these presentation boxes, because you actually put prints in them also. So that it's not just...
Besides just a thumb drive?
Yeah.
You can put prints in there too? Oh, yeah, I see. They've got some prints.
So
okay,
you can go
see
through
that? Yeah.
and actually have, something that you can set on the coffee table, someone can take out and look and say, oh, there's the first baby,
Yeah, I think it's important to make some prints, especially family. So, if, let us know what you think. Drop us an email. Go to Cool Photo Tools and just click on the contact button. And we're always anxious to hear what our listeners have to say about that. But I think that's kind of become more important to me. So thank you, Scott, for bringing that up.
Yeah,
I think
it's something that you don't think about. That is important. We've gotten so where we're in the digital age where you're showing everything on Facebook, and we don't think about that we don't have hard copies that people actually all have in their hands in 30 or 40 years and look through.
Which is ironic because, we're taking more pictures today than ever before. People are taking tons and tons
and printing less
of
and
images.
less.
Yeah, so, it's kind of it's a paradox. And maybe it's just that we need to make, I don't know, it's pretty easy to get prints, but maybe it could be a little easier. Maybe we'd be better about it. I don't know. There's a business opportunity for somebody. Just
That's
sign
true.
up for an account, and then you can use the software that Ron was just talking about. They pick your best shots, and they have them printed and just sent to you. So
Wouldn't it be good?
yeah, it might work. It might work. Well, you know what time it is.
Already? How
It's
did we go
already
that
time.
fast?
Well,
I guess this time we didn't go over.
now we still went over.
Did we?
But not as badly. I'm trying to
Okay.
catch it,
All
so
right.
it doesn't run
Okay.
continuously off the clock.
Well, thanks for listening to us, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it
And
so
gals.
much. And like I say, drop us an email. Let us know
Yeah.
how we're doing or what you want to hear about. And we're going to talk to you next week at this
Yeah.
exact same time.
We will.
How weird is that?
Pretty weird.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.